Hi.
Hi, happy Sunday. How's
Yeah,
everyone? Got your coffee? Hey, Opal girl.
we today's a full moon,
Oh yeah, it was
and
beautiful last night.
yes, it's a full moon. It's in Aries, and this is the one full moon of the year where you can write up the list of the people you really want to let go of, roll it into a little scroll, and burn it. So it's that no, it's and the energy of the the energy is things that are going to be separating now, and that happens between nations, between people, between even ideas, things we thought we wanted, and we've realized that's kind of toxic. So it's that kind of day.
Anything going on besides a
Uh,
besides a crazy Trump rally in Nevada?
in a tiny little town, because big cities
Yeah.
won't let him in anymore because he doesn't pay his bills.
I've seen clips. I only listen to clips, and these people in the everyone look bored, but these people outside are just QAnon Looney Tunes. It's just
Hmm.
it's unreal. And
You know what this is. This is the ultimate end of what would happen with Reagan's policy when he opened all the institutions and said put them out in the streets. We're seeing what happened to them. They're all
oh my lord. Oh, so um,
I'll
okay,
say hi to a couple people while you're thinking.
go ahead.
Hi to Gigi. Hi to Cardamancy. These are people who told me I'm going to be there. Watch for me Sunday. Chase Zalmo. I don't know you, but you sound lovely. Pegasus. Deborah. We're getting our act together, guys. Here, so much crap is coming across our transoms right now. Trying to figure out what we're going to talk about. And I think Scott's starred some questions.
Yeah, just one so far that's I've seen, but I had a few banners.
Okay.
Yeah, lordy. Oh, that bridge destroyed. Who, people want to know who's involved, what's it going to do and help. I know it's going to cut off a lot of influx of
Mm-hmm.
resupplies and whatnot. Um, Trina. Oh, guess we gotta check it out, geek. Morning, Angela. Um, so anyway, notice that bridge was burning in a few places,
Mm-hmm.
and the road was destroyed in a few places. So that's a multiple kind of attack, not just one bomb, but
No.
aggregate. What's the energy on that one? Morning, Katie. And it was Putin's birthday. Yes, so sad. Foul play. Well, that's right. There was loss of Starlink connected to our favorite troll, Elon Musk.
Aw.
Yeah, that was mainly part of their communications from the Starlink satellites, and they went out there a while ago.
Mm.
Anyway, Kurt's bridge was hit. Unusual incoming site outbound was still functional. Bridge was hit. Unusual. Christine saying the incoming side unstable, but the outbound lane was functional. Hmm. But I seen on Twitter pictures is like unusable.
Well, that's kind of interesting. Whoever destroyed the bridge said you can't send anything into the Ukraine, But if you want to leave, we left you a lane.
That would be interesting. Huh. Zelensky didn't say much. He just made a little troll comment, what I seen. Kersh Bridge, who? Hmm.
Ian McGrath told a very silly joke. It says, "What is Putin's least favorite card game?" Bridge.
I say that.
Very good, Ian.
It sure seems, in my throw-in feelings, that it was on the Ukrainian side by design. What I'm saying.
Yeah, I saw it's. I'm seeing that it's them. It's Ukrainians, but I think it's the insurrectionists inside Crimea who did it. People, yeah, I got pretty clear pretty clear yes on that, because they want to defend their homeland and their families, and they're trying to do everything they can to harm them. There's a lot of fear within their opposition taking on the Russians that directly. I mean, they've done some weird stuff back there, but it's going to cause some problems. But it's the only way that they think they can ultimately find peace. And they know that if they don't, they'll never have justice. But that brings up the idea, does Crimea really, what's going to happen to Crimea? Because, Russia claims very firmly to have them.
Yeah. So I got an emperor here, some kind of higher authority, calling for this to happen. So, and then I have the star, 6 of coins, and page of coins. So the star is greater hope, and the 6 of coins, there won't be that giving and receiving of materials, and then we have a new path. Yeah. So it would bring balance by destroying. 4 of cups, 9 of coins, and 3 of swords. So it would bring balance to the region by not having that flow of commodities there through that bridge. But my signifier is the emperor, so it feels like it's some high authority authorized it. But there's coordination there with the 2 of wands. So it doesn't feel like, it's that region, whoever did it. Yeah. The bottom of my deck had a 4 of wands, so that's some groups or people, government united together for a cause. But either route, it's a victory. To slow things down and things. And I was telling you behind the scenes, I've seen last night there was welcome, Chase. There was a retaliation of missile strikes near that. 17 people have confirmed past 50 injured. In an apartment building near that nuclear power plant. So let's see if that was retaliation.
Okay.
Or just part of their, is it retaliation or it's part of their plan to take that plant? Yeah. Could be part of the plan, possibly, to take over that plant. Or is this revenge? Good Lord. $2.7 billion to build that bridge. And now it's structurally not intact.
I what I got was uh, it's a yes and a no, and what it was is Mother Russia had intended to bomb them, and so they had it all in place. But they went ahead and did it yesterday, last night in retaliation. I mean, they had all the missiles ready to go, and but it was basically in retaliation against the successful emperor. So, and the Russians really want to play up that we're going to blow ourselves up along with you, but not everybody is together on that thought. With this card, this is like the Five of Pentacles, where the couple's walking away in the snow and they're dejected and they have no place to go. But when I see it like this, it really means you're not meeting the people you need to meet. They're not meeting the goals they need to meet. So it's a desperation move. And I have to tell you, my second husband grew up. He was 10 years old when World War II started in England. And he said he never understood why people thought bombing civilians was going to do anything except lessen the number of people that could get to the army. Because he said the more they bombed the people in Britain, the angrier they got. And he said that's just not a way to do anything in a war. And he used to talk about being trapped in that. And I said, well, weren't you afraid all the time? He said, you had to give up being afraid all the time or you couldn't live. So if you wanted to live, you had to learn to live with it and to move on. But he said all it did was make us angrier and angrier, and whatever we needed to do next.
Makes a lot of sense. So yeah, it is. I think you're correct there. It feels like it's some type of retaliation, but in the center of everything, I got that Seven of Swords here.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that fighting in between, right?
Right.
Russia's losing. So why I think it's some kind of retaliation or just to do it. The Eight of Wands and Three of Swords comes out here together. It's like they wanted to create this, but it's actually just to cause more heartache. It's been, like you said, it's been their plan just to strike civilian places mainly.
Mm-hmm.
But hold on. The energy's in favor of Ukraine. Because I got moving forward here. Temperance, the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Coins.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. The energy's moving forward to Ukraine, and they will be victorious. The severe infighting within the Russian troops. With that strike, they just wanted to cause more pain. They're losing big time. Oops. Morning, Bernie. Wrong one. Okay.
Thank you. This is a print of part of Starry Night. So
to take down 2 spans of that bridge would take more explosive than even a semi can grab. Yes, I agree, Geek. Okay.
Well, I think it was planted by someone already in Crimea. Well, I think it was planted by their underground, but
someone needs to just get in there and take out. Oh, pretty much. A split second before the blast, you can see a light under the bridge. Oh, there was a video of prior to it going up? Or a different part you've seen? I didn't see that. Okay. All right, banner. Another part to it is this going to lead to different leadership?
Do they have any left?
It sure doesn't seem like it. So we already noticed the infighting within the Russian ministry, the
Mhm.
secretary. I was saying with my cards and yours. What's in the minds of the ministry, the Russian Ministry of Defense? Are they going to end this? There's zero no road to victory.
Yeah, there's a lot of fighting going on about it right now. This Five Swords reversed. A lot of people not knowing which direction to head in. A lot of toing and froing among them. Those are the two no's. That's why it hasn't changed yet. But my yeses are there's a younger person in the government who's saying, hey guys, we think this is over and it's time to move on to new goals. That we're going to have nothing left if we keep going like this. Not that, from what I understand, they have much left now. But this was the out of it. The new leadership wants to secure money and funds and things for Russia to stop them from being eaten alive. So I think there's going to be a change, and I hope there's some, because apparently if Putin just dies, the guys who are next in line make him look like a happy camper. So
you would think so, right?
you know,
Who else can be worse?
oh, don't ever say what else can happen that's worse, Scott. I think every reader always learns not to say that. Well, what could be worse?
Yeah,
Well,
there can't be any worse because the world will not allow someone worse than that. There's no way out unless moving forward. Okay.
they're just not listening to their younger people who are saying, this ain't working, guys.
I got the Star Magician and the Seven of Swords coming out again. It feels like there's works behind the scenes to end this.
Mm-hmm.
There's battles. There's some kind of negotiations. They're talking within.
They're talking within, but they're talking past each other.
Yeah. They're still fighting how to end this, whatnot. And then we talk about VP.
Mm-hmm.
The Warriors VP, and there's some illusions there. And once
Mm-hmm.
again, I don't think he's in charge
No.
with this here. This is signifying VP. The Six of Wands, this is the battle. You can definitely tell. And everything doesn't seem as it seems with that Seven of Cups. The illusion. Things in due time, things will change. Hermit, Ace of Cups, the Chariot. I sense that's moving forward in better times with the Ace of Cups there. Chariot taking control. The deliberation with the Hermit.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's going to be change coming pretty darn soon. The energy's moving that way. There's a different leader. In the end, I have Four of Wands, King of Cups, Nine of Wands, and Five of Coins. That's telling me there's a new leader stepping forward with the King of Wands. United government, ending these burdens with negotiations and all the loss of structure with the Five of Coins. So they're removing the persuasive powers of what was. And I see it ending.
Yeah,
here.
I see it that the emperor's at the base of it, that people want to sail away from the rough seas, go to the easy seas. and they're ready to pull it. This is my I'm out of here card. This is a guy takes what he's got and leaves. I'm gone. They want to walk away from the battle. And when I asked this question, I said, would it be over by November 8th? Which is, if this was a big hit on the full moon, then that would be the new moon. And it said it won't quite be over, but it will be mostly over. So I don't know if he's out of place and they have a new leader and they start trying to negotiate something on the 8th. That's time to our elections.
Okay. Let me get these starred.
Okay.
Miss Sweet Lulu.
It's hard to shuffle cards and run your little direction.
Yes. Okay. We'll make sure we're done with that end of the country. But everything's moving positive there that we sense.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to this last one I had a banner for.
Oh, okay.
All right. You know about this.
Yes.
Saudi has 100% control now of that Port Arthur oil refinery in Texas.
It's the biggest one in the country.
Owns a lot of oil moving in and out. What I read, a lot of that oil would go to like Maryland, Florida. It didn't say every state, but there's like main states or whatever that rely on that oil from there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it used to be partially owned a BP, or it goes to BP gas stations, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
Is there a huge effect of a Saudi company? I forgot their name offhand, but supposedly they own 100% of the rights now for that oil refinery.
Is that the oil refinery is it 2 years ago that their pipeline got blocked by a computer threat? Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And it stopped. If you lived on the east, you couldn't get gas. I mean, it was made really, really expensive. I don't know if I'm going to ask if that's the same place, but I have my own thoughts about people selling off the, yeah, that was the same place. That's the same refinery. I got, it was and I think that's when they got to buy it, was in part because of that shutdown. And it was to keep things balanced and to keep oil flowing in the country. Because I was trying to figure out something as big as that. It was sold piecemeal. It was sold over time. It wasn't like one day the Saudis came in and just bought the whole thing. It's they were buying bits and pieces of it, and finally they had controlling interests.
Yeah. They were saying back in 16, I was reading it was 50-50, and there was talks with the Trump administration, and now I'm just seeing reports that was now 100% controlled.
We know where he went. The first place he could go visit after he was elected, he went to Saudi Arabia, stood around looking like a doofus with a sword.
Talking about oil in Texas, Rex Tillerson. Rex Tillerson pops up, huh?
Oh yeah, Rex. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. My cards don't say it's going to be a bad thing. I have nothing bad. I have abundance, King of Cups, and Page of Coins. I'm not seeing it gonna hurt in any way. Like they're gonna. It just shows me business. The Empress, that's just King of Cups, Page of Coins, starting out here, and that's just making money, being generous. Because like, kind of sensing like, what's the point of owning a business and then holding it hostage not to make any money?
Well, they may want to make money off it, but I'm going to see if there are people who see. Yeah, I'm getting a good. Yeah, I got a good yes. I got a feeling this whole deal of them owning that much is going to be looked at because it puts us at a weak point. Anytime Saudi wants to play with us, they used to have to change
Oh,
their oil
sure.
prices.
Yeah, anything.
And this shows that the people who did this did it totally for the money. And it was all kind of done behind the scenes when nobody was really looking at it. My question is, will the Dems look at this after the election when they have control? And it goes, they see the possibility for imbalance,
Mm-hmm.
and they will ride in and try to do something to change the value there. That scares me. It'd be like us saying, oh, the Russians could run that refinery. They wouldn't use it to hurt us. The Saudis are no more friends to us than the Russians. They
True,
just
true.
don't have anything but sand and oil.
My end cards do have a little bit of a worry, but I have protection next to it. The Hermit, 10 of Swords, and my angelic protection card. So that's the ending. So it's like it may be a mistake. There is some worry, but there's protection around it. So that it's like there's what am I hearing? Bargaining chips. If they try to price gouge and use the ownership against us, there could be sanctions or something. I don't really see this being horrible, even though it's unreal that foreign nations need to own a refinery in our country. But I think I sense it'll be okay. I just don't see it. I'm not getting it being like a price gouging thing to hurt. I could be wrong, but that's my senses and what the cards are showing me.
Cards are showing me that it's going to be very looked at.
Oh yeah, I do sense that with some kind of, like the Hermit there. It's kind of like taking a look, thinking about things, and that 10 of Swords is like that could cause some issues, but there's protection on the backside. So like I said, it shouldn't control our lives worrying about who owns that refinery. I just don't see it being horrible. Like anything.
I think they're going to watchdog it, though. They're going to put somebody on it to make sure it's not moving in the wrong direction.
Sure. I sense that. Okay. Said they would. Oh, there was one more, or a couple more, actually. About that end of the country. Zelensky said the war is over. Yesterday, the Kremlin said they would not be celebrating Putin's birthday. Are they related? Oh, yeah, there's no big celebration for his birthday. That's right.
When's his birthday?
The day the bridge blew up.
Oh, okay. Happy birthday to you.
There was someone made a meme or a little clip of the bridge blowing up at Putin, and then Marilyn Monroe singing that song, "Happy Birthday, Mr. President."
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the things I was saying. Is kind of like they're making fun of him. The Ukrainians are making fun of him.
Well,
okay.
God bless whoever put the bombs there. Keep them safe. And I don't enjoy violent behavior, but they did do it at 6. It's got to be someone from Zelensky's side because they did it at 6 a.m. in the morning when it has the least traffic on it.
Related. Kremlin said they would. These things are moving forward.
Yep.
They're just happy there's loss. Ace of Cups, they're moving forward. The Chariot is the center of the reading. Everything's moving forward in the Ukrainians' way. Um, I think it's just more trolling
Mm-hmm.
the Russian government because they're losing. Gosh, I always lose that. Oh, foul player not Ukrainian troops. Oh, it's Starlink. The satellites that help the Ukrainians without signal to communicate was
Oh,
out
okay.
was out the other day, and
Oh,
those
dear.
are owned from Elon Musk, and he's a Russian troll. He sides with Putin in his comments, and the former guy, weird man. So, was there any foul play with losing satellite signals there the other day?
Okay.
I have no clue if it's continued. Yeah, Elon and Twitter or whatnot, or hasn't responded. If they can cut it off, or it's just malfunctions. What was going on?
Okay. I'm asking if the Starlink outages were intentional.
Yeah, that's a good way to go with it.
Mm-hmm. Because, trust me, guys, I have a master's in computing that goes back to 79 when I programmed on punch cards. And if there's a way to go wrong, those machines will figure it out. So, yep, it was intentional. Because they wanted it make the voyage harder. They were doing it masked away from other people where it couldn't be seen. They wanted to try and balance it up to give the Russians another chance. But since then, powers that be have kind of talked to the folks who did this, and they said, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to send that kind of message again. So I think it's back up because Elon Musk's already in enough trouble without having the world hate him for that.
Yeah, I agree here. So I got my creator or magician card with Page of Cups. So it was secretly designed with a magician. Creator of everything can make things change. But yeah, I got balance back with my angelic card. The troops fighting here with the Knight of Swords and then King of Cups. So it feels like it's been restored. I wanted to keep it secret, kind of thing, with that delusion. So yeah, brief interference, coordinated. Bad people.
Bad people.
Hey, Sweet Lulu got all the questions up there that I think. Anywho, Secret Service.
We only have 78 cards.
The Secret Service. A lot of bad info coming out there. People fired. More documents coming in. Text messages.
I tell you what, I'm going to use my Housewives Tarot because whenever I think of the Secret Service, I always think back to when I was a kid and they were spying on everybody in the 50s and 60s. And it was always considered, oh, we have to have this group. And I think the way they behave is a throwback to the 50s and 60s. So we're going to use, it's a really neat deck visually.
Yeah, I don't like Elon at all. I never liked him from the get-go. I just sensed something about that man. It's like Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah, he's weird.
Well, Ukrainians are already told him on Twitter or whatever messaging, like, you can forget about any Ukrainian buying a Tesla product. So good luck to you. Okay, Secret
Okay,
Service.
this is my weird deck. Are you going to shuffle and can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This is the 5 of Wands. You see this woman, she's supposed to be cleaning her house, but everything's overwhelming her and it's reversed. So they should, instead of they didn't clean their house when they should have. And then it comes again, the 6 of Wands, that there really was a chance for them to be successful at this, but it would have required cleaning a lot of their house out. And now everybody's realizing that they put a klutz in charge of the pantry. Look at, he's breaking all the dishes. As a Page of Pentacles, he can't do anything right. So yeah, they're in a lot of trouble. And they know how they need to clean themselves, but there comes a point where you start cleaning and you've got no one left. They're a little like the Uvalde School District Police Department. They should be treated the same way. That entire police department was fired this week.
Mm-hmm. They're getting there too. I just they're getting all the messages they can. The government and within with the Ace of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. They're in trouble there, whoever was involved. So they're finding it all. The Ace of Cups there. 8 of Pentacles was accumulating everything with messaging. Chariot, 4 of Pentacles, and Temperance. Just hold on tight. Everything will come out and flow the way it's supposed to. Chariot, 4 of Pentacles is accumulating that information, holding on to it till the proper time. And then the end, I have people walking away who were involved. Knight of Pentacles feels like indictment kind of feelings. And then Strength and 7 of Swords. These people that have lied and will be prosecuted there with that Strength card, meaning the rule of law kind of feeling. These people that, tried to delete, were part of the coup, all that. I think they're going to go away.
I asked if it was going to change after the November election. I got yes, someone's going to come in. The King of Swords, except this guy's a 1950s barbecuer, so he's got a and then what's going to happen is the Knight of Swords, which is sort of a Fonzie looking motorcycle guy, he rides in, and at the end, Scott, you got the same card I did, 7 of Swords. Look at this woman. Oh, y'all want to sit there and chatter? Guess what?
Wow, Shay Kitty, $10 a pound for bacon. It's like $3 a pound here. I mean, I can get it for $3 a pound.
You work for a packing plant place.
Yeah, I can get it for cost. So it is probably $4.55 in the store. But Jesus, $10 a pound for bacon.
I don't think I cheat. I get my meat directly through a place that puts some little packing plants together. And I've been getting the same meat for the last 2 years, and it's never gone up, and it's good meat. I can even get bison through them, and I get really good quality steaks, but I also get my bacon from them. Once a month, my big box arrives.
Cool, yeah. No worries about the Secret Service. They're going to have their time.
Oh, they're coming for them, man. And you know what? I think they're going to put the reason I saw the woman, the 7 of Swords, I think they're going to put a woman in charge of overseeing the cleanup because it's been such a part of a good old boys network.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, kill me tomorrow. I'll get some. Okay. Is that even going to make it to the Supreme Court, or they have appealed, right?
Yes. I'm
I
going to
think
say he's the Supreme Court justice that is over the 11th Circuit. Each of the
Right.
judges, and there's actually more circuits than we have judges, which would be one of the rationales for expanding the Supreme Court. But he's in charge of the 11th Circuit, and he can do things to affect how they look at things. So,
well, he would make the decision. I don't think he would do it on his own, would he?
he can do things on that level to make things sort of happen. He also can sort of stall it down. But I'm going to see is I'm going to ask it different. I'm going to ask, will Justice Thomas be given the option, or will Roberts finally stand in and say no? Everybody's watching this to see what happens.
Emperor. Page of Cups.
Oh, I think what I got is Roberts is already talking to him about how this is going to handle and how it's going to look. And this is the temperance card in this deck. And temperance in this thing, everything needs to be done in balance. I think that he's telling him to use temperance, and that Thomas is not a happy camper. He can still do whatever he chooses to do, but he's not a happy camper. He's the Knight of Cups. He's not the king. And I think that Roberts, even despite what he says about how people shouldn't be talking about the courts, he's aware that if Thomas steps in with the proof they have around Ginny Thomas, with the apparent information about her, it's going to stink to high heaven.
I sense that with. I had the Emperor and Page of Cups here coming out first. Yeah, so I think you're correct here with Thomas taking the lead here, because at the end I do have a tower coming on Ginny.
Yeah.
Either way, there's a tower moment and a Queen of Swords here, which I sense as Ginny. So
which
we got a
deck
tower.
Is that, Scott?
That is a supernatural deck.
I wondered because I saw that the other day. I'm going to get it for a friend of mine who loves that TV show.
Yeah, so do I. One of the subs sent it to me, and I started playing with it a little more. I'm like, I like it.
I like the imagery. I don't know the show, but I know he will.
So there's a new path coming here because I have a celebration in the middle. So Page of Swords with a Three of Cups celebration here.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think this is going to work. Whatever is going to go on,
it's going to end up being above board and not with Thomas trying to shuffle something through the bottom.
There's a lot of lying and deceit going on because again, I got the Seven of Swords, Putin and within Trump land. The Knight of Swords and Seven of Swords here also together. That's funny. This one goes, the devil made me do it with it. See, I don't see Thomas taking this. It's like, no. There's no case there. The 11th Circuit's got it. The Special Masters got it. They're all going to overrule canon. Before anything's finished, you'll probably be indicted anyway, but that's something we can peek at too. I
think if they really came to the door to get him, his hypertensive little body would give out.
No, you can't put the cuffs on me. I'm the great and powerful Oz.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. There was something big in the news. I suppose I better create a quick banner.
Okay.
we all probably agree this, but documents at other properties. There has been video of him taking documents to Trump Tower and Bedminster, but possibly the DOJ feds don't have proof.
Yeah, I saw a whole thing on Glenn Kirshner did a show one of Quickie on YouTube last night about this issue, and I heard something I think on Midas Touch about in Mar-a-Lago they actually had people who saw where the documents were. That's why they had a visual, because that
Correct.
gave them the right to go in. And but you want to see if there's documents at other properties? I'm not sure I have enough cards that can say yes, but we can read it.
Well, like I said, there's videos out there showing moving documents through Trump Tower and Bedminster, going on flights.
That means they're going to dig up Ivana's grave.
According to a lot of people believe there's something in there. Me, I don't. If you look at logically, why would you put something in a grave? Because it takes a court order to have a grave, and then someone would have to be there to dig it up, and it's supervised. And if there's anything in there, it's supervised.
Yeah.
How would you get anything back? But putting it in the ground in that kind of respect.
There's a lot of swamps.
Even if there's treasure.
A lot of swamps in New Jersey, aren't there? Lots of swamps. You can go dump it in and let the whatever entity get there.
I don't know. To me, that makes no sense. But whether he put trinkets from other countries in there or documents, I'm like, to me, it makes no sense because you just can't go out there and dig it up by yourself.
Okay, here's my answer. Yeah, and they hid them. They spread them out so that they could keep their little desperate plan going. And it was very consciously done. It wasn't unconsciously done. Seven of Swords again, stealing crap. And what's going to happen? I asked if they're going to get caught on this. I've got the Knight of Wands, new people coming in with fresh eyes. And then guess what? I don't think Trump's going to be able to live in those places anymore soon.
Imagine that.
And they're going to be taking away your toys and your toy box.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah. So yeah, he did move documents elsewhere. We got the Chariot moving stuff, Page of Pentacles, look at that, and then the Hermit is secrecy, hiding things, where to put things. So yeah, definitely moving. Page of Pentacles is like, it's moving documents. It's another path. Finding them. Four of Swords. I got here. 4 of Swords. 9 of Swords. And the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. The old man's worried that they're gonna have to find him. This guy looks like him. He's like, oh my God.
Yeah, if you put another 300 pounds on him.
The Knight of Coins, he's like, I can get it. This guy's showing some like there's anxiety, but there's like blood money documents. Let's see. Yeah, he's holding on to secrets here with that 4 of Cups, and then King of Wands next to that. So yeah, there's some secrets. They're trying to figure out how to get it. That makes me look of a guy as like on a computer trying to
Mhm.
figure out, going through videos, trying to access
Mhm.
documents, who they can flip. Ace of Cups, they will get what they need to get. And then Two of Cups here also next to it. There's two guys celebrating
Mhm.
with some drinks. We got it. We got them. So it feels like it's a matter of who they're going to flip. It's in order to get that secured down. But yeah, I think they know there's documents elsewhere. Yeah, I seen Cash's video. He showed like a black thing underneath,
Mhm.
but that just could be a vault. All coffins go in
Mhm.
a vault, or some kind of stability base underneath. But even so, it still makes no sense to me. I'm going to stick with that. Usually, you want to keep documents safe. I'm just like, how can anyone bribe enough people? So if a person dies or you have some coffin, you order the coffin. The funeral home takes care of it. There
Mhm.
was no body. She was cremated. I seen the guys were struggling carrying that thing out. So like, it's a lot of bribery to put things in a coffin in a funeral home. And it's not like you
And
can just
it's
go out
so
there with a
overly,
digger.
but it's like all the crap they do. It's so overly dramatic that it kind of points out, look here.
So it was a heavy coffin, false bottom. And
What are they gonna do? Hit the ground and dump it all out? And there goes Ivana with the documents. This is getting like the Victorians that used to think that people were buried alive, so that's what uh, they used to have midnight people sat in the cemeteries and listened, and they had a little bell attached to one finger, and it came out of the coffin and above the ground, and so they would listen to see if they came to life. That's a thing. That's a thing. You can still see them in the old cemeteries with the hooks on them. I never saw this happen. It happened long before I was born.
I mean, there's a lot of people that can see. Let's say someone goes out in the middle of the night with a black hole, wants to dig it up. It's a
Hmm.
golf. There's people that live around that golf course. They can see in there and what's going on.
Well, they probably, I assume, have some sort of security cameras on that property as paranoid. It's, we just got to let them find what they can find and figure out. They need all those documents so that they can figure out what they have not gotten back because they're second copies. Nobody ever makes just one copy of anything.
Yeah, especially big documents.
Yeah.
He went through them himself. That's what they're getting at.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, to me, everyone can talk about the coffin or what's under there. To me,
That's all.
it's a
That,
non-issue.
yeah.
We want the
Go vote.
documents of Trump Tower and Bedminster in his offices. That's what we want. Don't matter. But my mind's eye, I see the coffin as a non-issue. It's fun talk, but that's about it to me.
Go vote so we never have to worry about a president that would be crazy enough to do that.
That's a good point too. Oh, it's kind of like getting a safety deposit box and putting it in someone else's name so you can't access it.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, you can't just dig up a coffin, even if it's on your own property. It's illegal.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a burial site, and if he's using it for taxes, per se, you need a court order to dig up a burial. So anyway.
And Marie gave me the words. I was trying to figure out. That's where the term listening for the bell to ring, that's what the graveyard shift was about. People would sit up all night waiting for that bell to ring. That's where that term came from.
Okay. Get rid of those. Comments. Okay, we did that.
Oh, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving to all the Canadians.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Canadian Thanksgiving. Yay. Georgia Marjorie Three Toes.
Okay.
Do you ever see her toes? They're actually three toes.
Yeah, I know. She's got.
That's crazy. I always wonder why people make fun of her, and she's got like, poor girl's got no pinky toe.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of weird. Yeah, well. I know there's no body in the coffin. I just think it's for tax purposes. But what he does makes no sense. It's all crazy. Maybe his taxes are actually buried in there, so no one can get his taxes. But there's copies of the taxes. Deutsche Bank has his taxes.
Well, primarily to that question, I got yes, that she's going to lose. I don't see her winning her election. I see her losing it because I got yes to what my reading says, and the energy is moving in the negative direction. She thought she had it all together at the beginning. She thought, I've got this cut. I've got it balanced. I'm doing great with it. But then the next out cards are, she's burying herself with her own damn tongue. She's got really stupid campaign advisors. And the Wheel of Fortune turns against her. So things are going to come out. They're going to turn against her. What'd you get?
I can't get any worse cards.
For her. Yeah. And also her husband has, as we all know, signed up for the new Green Deal. Get rid of the one he's got.
I have 5 of cups, 5 of swords, 5 of wands, and 10 of wands. Everything bad. There's
that's
fighting,
a bit of change.
There's fighting, loss, conflicts, and a ton of burdens. It's surrounded by a new light in that district. Things are going to get better. All these insurrectionists and bad people are going away. You really can't get a worse throw on a person unless they're going to pass away. Yeah, she's swinging to her life. I wonder. Yeah, there's a new path for her, and then I have the man winning on the bottom of the deck. New path, and then the man comes in, which is another guy with a cowboy hat. I can't remember his name. Those are some bad cards from MTG.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if she's going to get wrapped up in some legal issues, huh?
Well,
it's a pretty red district. It would be surprising she loses. I wonder if she's wrapped up
Marcus Flowers is her opponent.
Thank you.
But I think people underestimate, and we don't talk about it much, but the Rovember, the number of women that have increased in their voting pool all across the country, but in some of those states particularly.
Go Pac-O. Green Bay's ahead 2013. What are they doing letting them score?
Who are they playing?
New York Giants.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, where'd they find a football team in England?
Yeah, both teams flew over there. Let's look at MTG's future here, since we're on it. Is she going to be at
So
some
I'm
like?
gonna do the housewives deck for her because that's where I hope she goes back to.
Is she finally going to? I mean, Lord knows she should have never even been able to run. But the judge punted, and the Secretary of State there punted on her hearing.
Yeah, about being not qualified.
Right. That was a joke. I couldn't believe that happened.
Give it to the judges in New Mexico. They threw a couple of them out and just said, "Nope, you can't be here. Clear out your office."
Three adult kids. Oh. I have the devil starting out.
Oh dear.
What does that mean? Democrat winning. Well, justice is not popping up what I'm looking for, basically. It's not even near my. And prison didn't come up either. So what the heck? So it seems like an insurrectionist. Okay, what's this supposed to mean? Sure seems like she's got some issues, either health-wise or there's some kind of very bad loss. Some bad karma. There's going to be a new path for her, and then patience. I mean, this is kind of painful with basically the devil and severe loss, and then new part of her life. There's some kind of change, but I'm not getting anything about justice. There's a celebration, something with a Queen of Wands, intuitive woman, and then repairing damage. Unless she flips on the GOP somehow, but I'm not getting my flipping card. But I'm really confused by this, actually. Ace of Cups, Queen of Wands, and Eight of Coins.
I think she's going to have a breakdown. What I see is
something like that. I mean, body issues. She very well. I mean, those are bad cards there for mental breakdown, health issues, drug abuse, or something. It's just this weird throw. It's not making sense to me.
Okay. I threw my housewife's deck again, and I show her with the Two of Pentacles upside down. Everything's out of balance. She can't get anything quite right. And then she tries to escape with the Six of Swords. She can't get out of it. She's trapped. And then I got the Karma card. Her karma comes to visit her. It's the High Priestess, but she's called the Secret Syrup. And then what happens after that is the Ten of Pentacles is a big plate with all the coins on it, but it's upside down, which means it's broken. So all the dreams and everything she's worked for all this time is going away. And this is why I said she's going to break down. She's going to end up in the moon. She's going to end up in a delusional world. I'm not sure she's one synapse away. I'm not so sure it's all there.
You guys are hilarious.
You're being generous.
How could you tell if she had a breakdown?
That's even more true.
Oh my gosh. Thanks, Kim. Hit the thumbs. Oh, where else should we go? It feels like there was so much in the news, but isn't the investigation? Yeah,
Arrest after
I think she is investigation for funds.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about misuse of funds, but
Mm-hmm.
Lord knows that takes 3 years too. Basically, FCC rules or FEC, whatever one.
Federal Elections Commission, FEC.
Yes, thank you. Oh yeah, crazy man. He said the biggest crowd ever he had was in January 6th. He should be locked up just for that.
Yeah, that ought to be enough.
I don't think so. We're getting bad news for MTG coming up soon. So I don't see.
I'll do a quick yes no on will she be sworn in January 2023. I don't think so either, but because you got to be reelected in theory, unless she can raise a crowd big enough to go charge wherever they do that in Georgia. I got to admit, they had to find Herschel Walker to make someone look stupider than she is.
How many kids I got now? Yeah, $3,500 a month in child support, and he doesn't know her, know the kid. I just got deep dark depression coming up for her.
Yeah.
I got the Eight of Coins again with the mental problems, body issues, the Moon and Queen of Cups. For that throw, if she's going to be, it doesn't look positive to me. The Queen of Cups is the only positive one, but that could be seeing the light too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 45 goes down, gets indicted.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are going to be seeing the light. I was following, there's someone, was it Crew on Twitter? I can't remember what it stands for.
I don't watch.
They listed all the possible codes in the U.S. Justice Code. 55 codes, 45 has violated.
Mm-hmm.
Just from what you see in the public.
Will she be sworn in? That's no. There's going to be a lot of stress around it, but it's basically a no. It's just because she didn't do anything. I mean, they took her off all her committees within a week. What the hell? I wish I could get a job where I got paid every week to just run around and scream at people. Well, I do kind of have that job, but
yeah, that's very true. I think there was talk they might censure her.
they're going to have to explain that concept to her because she doesn't understand it.
Linda says husband is blackmailing her for better divorce money, or he writes a book. Could be. I didn't look at the husband. Oh, what the heck?
Oh, yes.
The guy running against Lauren is gaining ground.
Mm-hmm.
According to polls, I guess she's still got a little bit of a lead, but it's closing. Florida has a Baker. Good Lord. There's so many crazies out there. It should not win. and most of them were speaking at the Trump rally in Nevada.
What I read was, would the Democrat win? Because I'm getting tired of reading about losers.
Yeah, good point.
He had a lot to overcome when he first got in the race, even getting in the race. But then all the rest of it is he's appealing to the people with families and that didn't know what they got when they got Boebert. He's planting his seeds well. He's going to get his wish. And he's going to be a good congressman. He's going to build a solid foundation.
Yeah, I got positive things for him.
Mm-hmm.
I have financial success. Page of Swords next to financial success, to taking charge there. I wonder if he's got military background or something with that. And then I have Wheel of Fortune and Knight of Swords. So karma, winning, taking charge. So it looks good. Be patient with that. Positive energy's coming that way with the Ace of Wands. Looks like he wins here in the end. There's probably going to be a lot of October surprises yet in these next few weeks. We're already seeing them with Herschel Walker and other people. But yeah, a lot of these polls, they don't take account all these young ladies that are signing up to vote. They were talking about that one. What was that? I wish I remember that lady's name. But I think she's in Texas, and she said she signed up 300,000 new young voters.
Yeah, I know they have. I know some of the people are working on that. And they're not only are they signing them up, but they're taking them and teaching them how to vote. So they're not afraid, because if you've never gone in a place, it's like, am I going to do this? The other thing that we have going, well, it's going all over the U.S., but I know it's really popular in Texas. They're signing up high school students to help run the polls. Because I think you're older than 16, they can do that. And they're having them, the kids are making money working the polls. And it's a way that young women can get, and young men can get involved in the process. And that's the sort of thing that sets a base that you don't lose. Because once people get involved in the process and understand it, they hang in there.
Well, Marie says she drives an RV around the state. I think she's 19, what I remember.
Could very likely be.
Brunette lady, she just took on the man and she became an overnight sensation.
Good. All she's got to do is follow Beto around. He was at the university my daughter works at, which is like 3 miles down the road from where I live. And it was a crowd, like she said. It was all, thank God she said they were on the other end of the campus because she could get home at the end of the day. But they had those kids packed in there to see him. They really, it's.
Yes, Glenn, Olivia. That's her name, Olivia. Okay. Liz is wondering about these 3 governors.
Okay, I'm going to lay 3 cards for each, one on top of the other, because, one of them could have bad news and that could screw up everybody else's good news. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at one at a time here. Well, I need a full deck. I'm going to play a full deck.
Okay.
3 for Carrie Lake.
Tim Williams. I think Tim Michael. I think these cards are tired.
So I change once in a while.
I know. Well, I worked there's a Halloween party I've worked every year for 5 years, and it's It's a bunch of young women that I think they're in their 30s and 40s now. When I started reading them, some were still in their 20s. And they have a wigs and wine party. They wear these outrageous plasticky looking wigs, and they drink wine, and they come dressed in all kinds of fun outfits and stuff. And they paint jack-o'-lanterns. So each one of them gets to take home a pumpkin that they've painted. And they get to see their old friends. And some of them have been doing this since they were in college. And it's really interesting to go back and meet individuals and read them once a year and see how some of the things have come through. And last year I got cornered by a Trumper that was a friend of hers at the very end. And this time when she met me at the door, she said, well, you won't have anything like that this year. And apparently they just went through their friends. And if they're into that alternate reality, they didn't invite them. And this is what I've been seeing. We're splitting away. Finally, people are saying, I don't need to be polite and listen to this crap.
This is just weird trying to putting 3 people in. I think it gets done mixed up. Who's Carrie? I can't remember. Who's
Carrie Lake's a whacked person. She started
working against. Who's running against her?
The current secretary.
Oh, Katie Hobbs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this makes no sense then. Because I got a mail dropping out for her, but bad energy.
Okay.
That's what it makes no sense because I don't know. I probably shouldn't have 3 people up there. It throws things off.
Mine's getting all confused. You know, I'm not seeing. Okay. Any of them win. Tim Michaels falling behind your governor, right? Your current governor?
Yeah. According to polls, Evers and our Mandela Barnes are both leading in polls. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh Jesus! Why do you do that?
Okay, when I asked, will any of them win? I got a no. When I was trying to put all 3 out there, I was getting all kinds of weird. Well, this could happen, that could happen, kind of cards. But what I got is no, because it's justice. It's that they don't think they're particularly well balanced. And then we got the 10 of Pentacles again reversed, which in this deck means your plates fall off the shelf and they're all broken. So
that's what should have just done. That's the energy. I just think some of these horrible people are not going to win. You can pretty much guarantee it, I would say, in a swing state that teeters back and forth, that smart people are going to vote. But yeah, I had her, for her, at first I had King of Wands, 10 of Wands, 5 of Swords, or 5 of Wands. So that's a lot of bad energy, but why a male figure came in made no sense. It's like, it could be flopped around with the other 2. All 3 are bad candidates. Pretty much. And she's totally off the rails. I just don't see how it's mind-boggling how some of these people can talk like they talk now, and they weren't like that before.
Well, they pin their hopes on a star of someone who's going to hand them money. And I don't know how they run it in other states. In Texas, it used to be if you raised a big, huge campaign chest, it was your money at the end of the election. So win or lose, you'd keep it. They changed the law, so you have to give it to an educational institution or a library or something that furthers education. You can't keep the money.
Oh yeah, Liz. Trump had a DC rally, and I guess like 47 people showed up, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Tudor Dixon's a disgrace too.
Who?
She's
Yeah.
running against the current governor,
Oh, okay. Whitmer.
Whitmer. Yeah, Gretchen Whitmer. She's a horrible human being too. If states elect these governors that don't care about their people, unfortunately, they deserve it. It's just unreal.
And the problem is people who ought to know better or say, oh God, I hate this guy. They need to get up off their butts and up off the couch and go vote.
I was always kind of close. I was surprised Joni Ernst won last time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Chucky's up this cycle, isn't he?
He's running against a really highly decorated vet named Frank.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right.
I've actually sent money to that guy because Iowa's full of really nice people who deserve better than.
Definitely. You want to read on Grassley's outcome?
Sure.
Since we got it up.
I'm going to ask if Franken's going to win. I'm tired of dealing with the dirty people.
Well, I don't see his name up there, so I want to focus on what I see.
Okay.
I can't remember the other guy. We know the evil man a lot better than the better one.
Well, see, that's one reason why they do evil, because it impresses you much more. Plus, he's been there since he was 3 or something. Been there like.
He came out of diapers and went right to the Senate.
Right. I got that Franken's going to win. Because people admire his strength and they've seen beyond the delusions that Grassley's fed them. And actually, it's more a matter of justice. They've really seen, what's going on with the January 6th than the other stuff.
Packers are tied. Anywho.
Uh-oh.
Now,
that's a real grief in the room.
I think I realize what's going on here. Women are coming out to vote. Real women. Because I kept getting confused, like, why are other sexes of cards coming out in my readings?
Mm-hmm.
Makes no sense. Because I have 2 women at first. Well, neither are men running, but women are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Wheel of Fortune.
Mm-hmm.
Change. And then I have Grassley loses.
From our mouse to God's ear. I know, Sterling.
Put good people. I don't believe Iowa is that red. So there's a chance. It can happen. I think DeJoy is getting a huge lashback here.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he's going to do much of anything bad. He's in trouble. I mean, he's hearing it. He doesn't have the Trump administration to fall back on.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I don't think that's going to be happening here in 2020. Not at all. I think he's worried about his future. He's trying to be a good guy, I think, right now. He's worried about it.
He's taken away over time. If you can't finish your route in the time, you have to go back and ask your supervisor permission to finish the job you got sent out to do. That just got overruled.
One more. One more question, then we'll throw a card of the weekend.
Okay.
All right. When Putin's gone out of power, change happens. What's going to happen with the Republicans? I mean, even Fox News and Tucker, and I'm going to think of Russian enablers. All these Russian enablers. What's going to happen there? Down. We'll ask Jane here at the moment. Okay.
Okay. What's going to happen? They're going to change their tune. They're going to change the message they're going to sing to whatever pays them. And for some of them, it's going to be a more difficult transition. But they're going to take what assets they have and say, "I'm out of here," and then they're going to go on and find a new shiny thing to attach themselves to, and they're going to have to rebuild. But no, I don't get any negative cards. I don't get like the Tower or the Devil Made Me Do It or anything else. I think they're just going to roll on, and that can only happen if we allow it
to. Well, I got a Tower.
Good.
But
I like your cards better.
Like anything. I mean, the Tower is it can also just be a change. They're going to realize. So the Hermit here is all about realizing what you did wrong. Spiritual illumination, and the Tower moment is like you're going to have to change your failures of what you've been lying. You're going to change, and then they're going to come out with, "Oh, I didn't know," or whatever. They're going to have the family and light. They're going to come out with clarity and say this, that, and the other thing. But it's going to be a whole new change within government. With the Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant here.
Yeah.
Karmic change. Cycle of life. So a lot of these Putin enablers, once this is a chapter is gone, they're going to have to change their messaging. But it's going to make for a better future all the way around. Tucker Carlson can't throw out that propaganda.
Yep.
General Flynn, Michael Flynn can't run around. Mike Lindell can't run around and say all this propaganda. They're all going to have to change. Some will be in prison. But yeah, these Republicans and whatnot, they're going to flip. They're just going to figure out how they're going to have to look in the mirror. Right there, they're going to have to look in the mirror at themselves. What did I do? How can I change? I made a mistake. I was weak. They're just going to have to change. Most of them, you're going to have to walk away. You have to leave the past behind and walk away, disappointed. Kind of like hide. Those people in Congress be like, "I was a bad boy. What do you want me to vote for?" It's going to be good. It's all tied together. You finally get rid of that extremism, that what's the propaganda, the money.
Well, the biggest thing they need to do is exactly what John McCain and the other guys tried to do, was to get money out of politics. It is really hard. You get the best candidate in the world, and if you can't talk to their constituents, and in most districts in Texas are so huge. Years ago, I met Sheldon Whitehouse before he was senator, and he was in the process of running for his first round, and he had walked his whole state because it's Rhode Island, and he knew I did walking programs in Texas, and I talked to him about how large our things were, and he goes, "I guess nobody here could walk everywhere." Now Beto's doing a better job, of getting into every county. I think he's the first person we've had run in a long, long time that can say they campaigned in each county. I mean, I'm sure Ted Cruz would like to say he drove through them, but I don't think he's driven to Muleshoe, Texas. Anyway, what are we going to do? Underground militia cells? Oh, these guys.
Well, these people are already
here.
They're once these underground cells see these Proud Boys and whatnot already on trial right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna know we mean business.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're tracking them. The FBI and whatnot are on the case.
Mm-hmm.
People are browsing social media. I wouldn't worry about these sleeper cells. I believe Eric Prince is being investigated, but he's living overseas, so he's kind of hard to get at.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't worry about these sleeper cells, but toss a few on it. The seditious conspiracy and the Oath Keepers going on right now. One just, instead of going to trial, he took a deal. He pled guilty, so this is conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
Going away, and he's flipping. Dark times, greed and gluttony, justice will be coming, and better's coming in.
Okay. What I got is for them, it's a family, but they see that things are going negatively for them. They don't have any kind of wise leadership. And their biggest problem is it's the only sense of value they have in their life.
That makes sense, yeah.
And they want a strong man. They want the King of Swords to come in and rescue them. Somebody wants me to explain why the post office is a separate entity, is separate and not a federal
We do
entity.
know about it. But yeah, these sleeper cells, I got transitioning, there's dark times coming, and then
Mm-hmm.
justice, the balancing, and then angelic love and better things coming. So I think they're just going to have to go away, and if they want to continue, they'll get busted.
That's right. And they don't get the vaccine, and they're just, they're dying out at their own choice. Darwinism at its finest.
Yeah. So do you have any insights about
the post office formed by Benjamin Franklin? He actually wrote the stuff that created it. And you got to realize the post office at the time was the internet of its era. It's how information got from here to there. They created franking. There's privileges that people in government have called franking privileges, so they can use the service without paying for it. But it's overseen by the Congress, but it's just like the thing they have about the head of the FBI. They get a 10 years term. And even if the person changes, unless there's some really imperative, they won't throw the FBI director out. But they set it up that there had to be a given period of time because of J. Edgar Hoover and all the crap he did. And if you don't know about that, go read about it. But it meant that the government was sort of overseeing it, saying it's okay. But they didn't run it because if you get a fascist, then they stop your postage from coming, which is what we're getting with DeJoy.
That would be awesome, William, if that's the case. If Jim Jordan's finally getting
investigated for that?
How can it? I don't know. This has been in the news for 20 years, and now he's getting investigated? What?
Yep.
Yeah, so I pulled cards of the day.
Okay.
Enough. Make sure you take time for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you take time for yourself. Relax. Chill. Watch the Packer game. Or just get outside and relax. So make sure you take time for yourself. Don't get overstressed. And listen to listen to the universe. That's what I'm hearing here. Listen to the universe.
Okay, I'm going to read 2 cards. I'm going to read from the infamous Alien deck, Oracle, Extraterrestrial Oracle deck. Yes.
Whoa.
I really like this deck, and this is Scott's deck.
Thank you.
I found it to be very good, and just pulling cards for other things. And our card for the day is how to use. Didn't take that.
Nice. Good one.
Just what Scott said, find your own soul family and become part of the circle of life. Calm down.
That's
Don't
always
get
good.
all
Release
crapped out.
people that don't serve you. Find your soul family.
But the other card I'm going to pull is from another Oracle deck that I absolutely adore. I like it so much, I actually have the phone app, so I can use it for when I do distance readings, so I can send them a card. It's called the Power of Surrender deck. And the reason I'm pulling this one today is because the full moon we're having today tells us that we are separating from people. And we need to, thank you, Cold Toads. We need to do whatever we can to get ourselves, don't get out there and get angry. Today is a day, if you know somebody who wakes up in the morning angry anyway, today they're going to be on steroids. So this is a day to isolate for yourself, cure yourself. Yeah, you can see Jupiter next to the moon. It's absolutely stunning. But what this card I pulled is surrender to complete healing. And it means open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual being. And it just says go surrender. So that's just like what Scott was saying. Go out and enjoy nature, surrender to whatever makes you feel whole. And the planet next to the moon is Jupiter. And Jupiter is closer to the Earth now than it's been in 50 years. So when you look at it, it's like really like right in your face. And
I pulled one more too with that.
Oh, I like that
I
card.
got the sun. Archangel Uriel. Life is wonderful. Align with powerful, positive thinking.
That's right.
The sun. Here comes the sun. Do-do-do-do.
And here comes the moon in a good place. So
yeah, that moon last night. We actually met with a friend last night, and we went to there was a bonfire, and we just sat around and chatted, and we looked at the stars.
See, you live in a state where you can have bonfires.
Yes. Little rock.
We don't do that because we want to be here the next day.
Yeah. There's enough rain, it's green, so yeah, we can.
Well, hoping everybody has a good week. And remember when we read about the coming months, this last week we went through, and next week are really going to be the roughest because of the planets. And then Saturn doesn't mess with Uranus anymore, and we can all move on.
Good things are coming. Thank you all for joining here. Bless you, Nancy, for joining me. It's been a blessing again. And awesome. Love to all, and have a beautiful Sunday.
What, you got anything else going on?